Let the bodies hit the floor. Netflix awoke Purge. Troubled streaming giant's latest layoffs target 150 staff who were amongst its most vociferous, troublemaking, activist menacers. Slight paraphrase, but you get the idea, and by and large I consider it to be accurate. Oh boy, and, well... A single picture says more than 1,000 words, and... yeah, this was supposed to be a Netflix show. No wonder they're currently seeing some heads roll over there, as apparently quite a lot of exceedingly woke individuals has been let go from Netflix, and judging by some of the reactions found in this article here, it seems to have been a rather sudden thing as well. This guy here, for example, an enter at Netflix, a little Tudum project, just called me, offering me a job with Tudum again, then called me back 20 minutes later to say they had the wrong Drew. Bright minds over there for sure. Perhaps it's just a simple mistake, he's got a list of names, oh, there's Drew, I'll call him, but it suggests more to me that a lot of this was done in a bit of a hurry, a bit quickly, to coincide with the recent Netflix announcement as well. They have a small snippet of it here. Quote, as employees, we support the principle that Netflix offers a diversity of stories, even if we find some titles counter to our own personal values. Depending upon your role, you may need to work on titles you perceive to be harmful. This is a small snippet of a much larger letter suggesting that Netflix is quite radically realigning their content production policy away from propaganda aimed towards babies, children. In fact, I believe they even outright say it here. Where we go? Yes, the struggling streaming services pulled the plug on several projects that were aimed at discussing race to a young audience. A young audience. I mean, it's a theoretically correct application of the word, though I might take it one step further myself. So what did we lose in this purge? Stamped for Kids, Racism, Anti-Racism and You, Wings of Fire, the graphic novel, the fantasy series aimed at tackling racism, of course it was, and Meghan Markle's animated project as well. Everyone was, to be fair as well, this may not necessarily have to do with a purging of the woke insofar as a political perspective is concerned, though 150 of them, the scythe is being swung rather widely here, but Netflix had apparently signed up animated programs for everybody and their grandmother, including, as mentioned, Princess Meghan Markle, who had an animated show about bright young girls from diverse backgrounds finding inspirations in heroes, again, of a diverse background, from the past. Pretty much the exact same political perspective as anti-racist baby. But this is in large part due to the fact that the streaming giant has been, not doing amazingly well as of late, shall we say. I believe, in fact, over the course of the last year, they have shed some 69% of their total stock value, which... impressive is the only word applicable, I think. Particularly considering as well, a small correction was expected because over the course of the last 2 years preceding this, Netflix has had de facto a captive audience, as everyone with a television set or a functional internet connection has been locked in their houses due to the Wu flu. This also, of course, means that Netflix has had over 700 days to convince this captive audience that they provide something worth the value. And considering Netflix and many other streaming giants are now considering introducing commercials to a paid service, which is just fantastic in my opinion. Well, indications seems to be that they have failed to convince people that their products are actually worth the value, meaning that they are now doing a quick about face to go to their old consumers and going, hey, would you perhaps agree to be milked a bit more? And honestly, a lot of them probably will. I thoroughly do believe that the whole commercial thing, it will become intrinsic, it will become endemic, it will become a normal, accepted part of streaming services within 3, 4, 6 years if I'm being pessimistic, because they've kind of got a cornered market now. They can pretty much set the deal whatever way and for however long they wish, and people will pay. I mean, what's your alternative? Television? More ads? Less options? Don't get me wrong, Netflix is not necessarily the best offering, to put it bluntly, but it is certainly better than TV. And hey, you know what? If they now actually manage to get rid of the worst of the troublemakers and make it very clear to those who wish to remain that you're gonna have to, work on things that are going to be popular, that are going to be selling subscriptions, who knows, we might actually be seeing good Netflix. And I'm not opposed to Netflix necessarily. Netflix has had a bumpy road and cuties, need I say more. But I don't think inherently the company is anywhere near as far gone as, say, Disney, for example. I think Netflix, well, considering, yes, Netflix is in a position where the economy of their business is getting rather tight, and they've also been able to demonstrate now that even with the captive audience, they can't actually convince that many people to subscribe to their services unless there's something actually good to watch. Imagine that. Television needing to, provide shows to keep people entertained. Weird world. But if they actually turn around, start producing actual shows, and there are such easy ways to do this. All Netflix really need to do right now, with the Rings of Power coming up, with Halo winding down, etc., is take square aim at the geekdom audience, a very large and very affluent group of consumers, as demonstrated by the recent Sonic movies, for example, being, I believe, the highest grossing video game titles ever. All you gotta do, and it's not hard either. We are not a particularly difficult audience to please, honestly. I mean, look at video gaming, by and large. Companies can piss in our face again and again, and so long as they provide one good title, it's all forgiven and forgotten. If Netflix were to, for example, pick up Judge Dredd, which Carl Urban has been begging for an opportunity to do more Judge Dredd, and he did a fantastic job as Judge Dredd as well. If Netflix announces Judge Dredd with Carl Urban, a proper continuation of the dreadfully named Dredd 3D, then they would get a buttload of goodwill right there, right then. If they also start picking up other entities, fantasy entities, for example, Sword of Truth, for example. That one had a decent TV run, albeit an old and low budget one, and when this gets contrasted to the Rings of Power, which I thoroughly believe is going to be a woke, awful mess of a show, Netflix can, in but a few months' time, look like the absolute reincarnation of Jesus Christ. They can literally stand there and bask in the reflected shit of Amazon. It wouldn't even be difficult. They have the perfect position to do this. They've got enough money, they've got plenty of content creators, plenty of people. They could absolutely turn around. I thoroughly do believe, if they have the will to do so. We've proven again and again over the course of the last decade that woke really just doesn't sell. It targets us the most niche of niche audiences. I mean, again, look at this. Who do you think this is for? Do you think that this has any sort of broad appeal. We're not even talking mainstream here. We're talking audience capable of paying for the development and production costs of a fully animated series. Of course not, as Netflix has now realized. The tides are turning, my friends. I've been saying this for a while now, and honestly, maybe I've been overly optimistic, but finally, we are starting to see even the big corporations, and it's been bubbling for a while. Just about a year ago, I believe, Netflix put out a official notice to its reviewers of the show. So was it Resident Evil show? I can't remember the name of it right off the top of my head, but basically they were saying, okay, we're making a stupid-ass show about zombies eating Raccoon City again. Keep your personal politics out of it. It's not a political story. We're not trying to say anything political. We're not making a point. We're making a zombie show. A lot of people are pissed off about that. A lot of people were overjoyed about that. And it was just the first beginning. Because again, remember, these companies, massive companies like Netflix, it takes months, years for them to begin turning that gargantuan bloated body around. And this probably is just the beginning. Hopefully, many more heads will roll over the next few months as the production staff realize that they're gonna have to work on, what was their word again? Yeah, harmful products. Hey, take this as an opportunity. Okay, hold on here, anti-racist baby. Do not view this as being cancelled. View this as having an opportunity to do something as an independent content creator. You're gonna have to live and die on your own merits now, and the best of luck to you, anti-racist baby, on that. Until next time, I've been Arch. Thank you all very much for watching, and Netflix, perhaps it shall be our friend after all. Have a good day.